feel like sometimes you're too small to do things? Maybe you want to help and mom or dad says, you're too little. Or maybe you want to go somewhere and do something by yourself, but you might not know yet. And so mom or dad might say, not yet. You're still just a little bit too little. We hear that a lot, don't we? I have a story today, and it's called just that. I may be little. And it's a story of a boy named David and how he was told that he was too little. But he always asked for God's help. I do that all the time too. If I'm scared or something's really hard, I ask God for help. God always helps me. I wonder if God's going to help David too. Let's read and find out. I may be little. A story of David's growth. Let's read our story. Okay. Long ago, in a faraway land, lived a little boy named David. He had 7 brothers who were older and bigger and stronger than David. He does look little, doesn't he? They did not want a little boy in the way while they were working. Sometimes David felt very small and unimportant. I think we all feel that way sometimes. But one day, his father gave him a job of his very own. He asked David to be a shepherd. Remember when we read the story of the Good Shepherd? A shepherd takes care of sheep. A shepherd is someone who watches the sheep. A shepherd counts his sheep to make sure they are all with him. You can learn to count the sheep too. Look at that. Would you like to count the sheep with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're just like a shepherd. A shepherd counts his sheep to make sure none of them get lost. A shepherd leads his sheep to food and water. He puts medicine on their scratches. A shepherd loves his sheep. David was glad to have a job. I may be little, but God will help me do big things. He knows he has God's help. David took his sheep to the grassy hills. He watched while the big sheep ate lunch. He laughed when the little lambs romped and rolled among the wildflowers. He really does enjoy his sheep. But sometimes David felt lonely. There was nobody to play with. So David made up songs to remind himself that God was always near. God's always in your heart, right? God always listens to you. You can always talk to God, especially when you feel lonely. David spent many hours talking to God. They became best friends. David knew God could help him become a good shepherd. God could help him protect his sheep from hungry animals. God's your best friend too. Often, David practiced throwing rocks with his sling, and he learned to hit his targets every time. A sling is like a little tool that you use. You can put a rock in there, and when you pull back and let it go, it shoots the rock. Once a growling bear came and chased the little lambs. Round and round David whirled his sling. Then, zing, went a stone through the air. Whack went the stone on the big bear's snout. Grrr went the bear as he zipped away through the bramble bushes. Wow, that was a big job, wasn't it? To scare away a bear? David's doing big things. Another day, a ferocious lion spied David's sheep. He wanted hamburgers for lunch. Lamb burgers for lunch. Oh no. With one big bound, the lion pounced on a fluffy lamb and snatched it away from its mama. What do you think David's going to do? He's little, isn't he? I wonder if he can do anything. There was no time to use his sling. David ran as fast as he could. He knew God would help him save his sheep. Before the lion knew what happened, David grabbed him by the mane and bopped him on the head. Wow. He asked for God's help. The fluffy lamb was safe, and David was happy. He had done a good job. I may be little, but with God's help, I can do big things. That sounds just like you. You may be little, but with God's help, you can do anything. Go be good with God.